Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. Welcome to the 2022 to 2023 San Francisco Youth Commission celebration. Give yourselves a round of applause. My name is Emily Nguyen, and I am the chair and District 11 appointee on the San Francisco Youth Commission. I feel so grateful to be able to stand here today to celebrate this incredible group of youth commissioners after a year of blood, sweat, and tears. There is no way that I can encapsulate everything we've accomplished together in just a 5-minute speech, but I will try to do my best. When I first stepped into City Hall for our first Youth Commission meeting, I knew nothing about government, but now, through the Youth Commission, it's become one of my greatest passions. Little did I know how much we would accomplish here together as a team, and little did I know how much the Youth Commission would mean to me. Seriously, though, it's gotten to the point where my family and friends are concerned about how much time I'm spending in this building. But anyways, this year, coming back from the pandemic, one of my main goals was to bring back the Youth Commission. To reconnect with our community, we interacted with youth from all over the city through our office hours, our budget town halls, and our community events. From passing out candy to youth at the Great Hauntway, to teaching third graders about local government and district lines, to tabling at Sunday streets, we've been able to center youth input and engagement in our work. Another one of my main goals was to have all of our work and all of our legislation be rooted in empathy and in personal experiences. Growing up next to freeways my whole life, I am so grateful to have gotten the opportunity to explore the Central Freeway on the Youth Commission and to speak on a panel with Senator Scott Wiener about the freeway's harmful impacts on youth and on marginalized communities. As a commission, we prioritize issues that we knew mattered to us and to our constituents. As youth who heavily relied on public transportation, we advocated for better transit stops and more transit-friendly streets. We advocated for more free Muni for All Youth funding, while also embarking on a new initiative to make BART more youth-friendly and youth-accessible. Additionally, we are working to advance Vote 16 onto the 2024 ballot to champion youth civic engagement. Lastly, we are exploring how to make juvenile hall more rehabilitative. We recently held a juvenile hall hearing, meeting with several departments and district offices, and also hearing from constituents to advance the issue. All of this work and much more culminated in a 75-page budget and policy report with 16 recommendations to the Board of Supervisors. Making this report in under 3 months was probably one of the hardest things we've ever had to do together, but we did it, and we did it together. This Youth Commission has achieved so much this year, but most importantly, we made lifelong memories and lifelong friendships. Commissioners dedicated themselves and gave their all to the Youth Commission. I seriously can't count all of the hours we've spent in City Hall arguing about legislation until 10 p.m. on a school night, or all of the hours we spent working on Youth Commission legislation instead of our overdue homework. I'm so grateful to say that I've made some lifelong friends and lifelong partners through this Youth Commission. I firstly want to appreciate Vice Chair Barker Plummer for all of his support this term. Thank you for all of the 10 p.m. phone calls to plan town halls, meetings, and presentations. And thank you for being the best partner that I could ever have on the Youth Commission. Can we please give Commissioner Ewan Barker Plummer a round of applause? I also want to appreciate our staff Alondra, Josh, and Joy for all of their hard work and endless dedication to this Youth Commission. We could not have done everything that we did this year without their hard work and their expertise on organizing and government. Can we please give them all a round of applause? All in all, I am so proud of everyone and everything that we've accomplished together this term, and I'm so grateful for all of the memories. You all make the Youth Commission what it is. Can we please give every commissioner here today a round of applause? Thank you everyone so much, and now I'll be passing it off to Commissioner Ewan Barker Plummer for his speech.
Well, thank you, Chair Nguyen, and thank you all for joining us here today as we celebrate the work and the accomplishments of the 2022 to 2023 San Francisco Youth Commission. It's been a busy year, to say the least. It's kind of surprising to think it was less than a year ago we were on this very balcony with our mayor getting sworn in to serve. And during that time, we've really focused on serving the young people of San Francisco. I want to say one statistic that I was really surprised by at the end. One of our staff members added up all of the hours youth commissioners have put into public meetings here in San Francisco, whether that's the commission or our subcommittees, and it totaled to over 138 hours of work that youth commissioners did here in City Hall representing young people in the city and county of San Francisco. And that's really important work that we all partook in, and something that I'm really proud that I was able to do alongside all of you. So thank you for that opportunity. I want to say one thing of what I'm most proud of us doing this year, which is really the work we did in investing our time, our energy in connecting with our communities. COVID has been a difficult time, and people got disconnected in this city because of isolation and because of people's individual struggles. And the work that not only the Youth Commission is doing, but our mayor is doing, and many of the elected leaders and appointed leaders in this city are doing to reconnect with our San Francisco community is so important, and something that I'm very proud we could have been a part of. So I want to really introduce and welcome someone who I think really understands that, who understands the importance of connecting with these communities, of listening every day, and that's our mayor, London Breed, who is both a personal inspiration, but also someone who I think the Youth Commission has learned from over the past year in terms of how we can connect with our communities and how we can create a good coalition to fight for the best San Francisco we can. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Hewan, and thank you for your work and your advocacy. And thank you for those great remarks to really, Emily, put those into perspective. All the great work that you all did throughout the time that you served as youth commissioners. I bet you didn't think you were going to be working so hard, but you were able to accomplish great things in the process. What's interesting about being here today is it takes me back, because just recently I was redoing my retirement forms. And one of the persons who I was meeting with to help understand what was going on said, you had some time that you could actually buy back in 1991. And I said, 1991? Wait a minute, I was in high school in 1991 because I graduated 1992. And I remember I was a part of one of the first organizations to bring youth into City Hall to learn about policy and government. I completely forgot about this, but it was called the Mayor's Youth Forum. The Mayor's Youth Forum was put together by former Mayor Art Agnes. And I like to always remind Mayor Agnes that I got to meet him in his office when I was in high school, but he laughs about that. But the fact is, the Mayor's Youth Forum was filled with a lot of department heads at the time, people who worked with us to help us learn about government and how we could make an impact. Now, what's interesting in hearing Emily talk about all the amazing work that you all did over the course of this past year, what we did back then paled in comparison to how advanced you are in your thought process and how you have taken the positions that you are in and have gone above and beyond to really try and shape policies and to shape resources for young people in San Francisco. Now, we collected a small paycheck and we learned more about government and learned from those who represented government, but never were we given or even asked for a platform to do the kinds of things that you all are doing, because the Youth Forum, I think, had a lot to do with why we have the Mayor's Youth Forum that existed then has a lot to do with why the Youth Commission was created. It was created to provide a real platform, because it's been a long time since I've been a young person, even though I consider myself young at heart. And the experiences that you have are a lot different than what we experienced growing up. And how do we evolve? How do we change as a government to meet the needs of young people today. You know, the internet wasn't around when I was in high school. It was just forming somewhat when I was in college. The access to computers were very limited, and cell phones, forget about it. You know, those things were expensive, and in fact, you know, I don't know if you guys seen one of the first original cell phones, but it was pretty heavy and you had to carry it around in a case, and unless you had some money, you couldn't afford it. And so when I think about what I experienced growing up and what you have access to and the kinds of experiences that you have now, it is so important as policymakers that we are not shaping policy for young people based on what we experienced. We need to hear the voices of young people based on what you are experiencing today so that our policies reflects the needs of the next generation in a way that is effective, is more effective in delivering for you at a faster pace than we have in the past. So I want to express my appreciation to all of you because, you know, it takes a lot of time. There are so many other things that you could choose to do. You could, you know, I'm sure you all, in looking at your various applications and your resumes and what you've submitted, many of you are involved in other extracurricular activities. You have responsibilities at home. You have responsibilities in community. And the fact that you are dedicating so much of your time to not just make your lives better, but to make the lives better for other young people in this city is extraordinary. And so it was important that we not just swear you in and talk about what you're going to do, but we take a moment to reflect on what you have done so that you can put it into perspective and to really appreciate all that you've accomplished. Because sometimes we do things and then we're on to the next thing, and we do something and we're on to the next thing. And we don't take a moment to pause to really appreciate the heart and soul of what we put into making something extraordinary happen. So today is really about that. It's a day to honor all of you on your accomplishments, especially those who are moving on to some universities, including places like Howard and Washington, D.C., across the water to UC Berkeley, and even Harvard. It is really an accomplishment to move in this direction and to be able to go on and to take what you've learned here in your further studies. And my hope is that public service is calling you to a certain capacity. Public service is what was my calling. I realized that after we were seeing changes in the community and I was being exposed to so many extraordinary things, I wanted to be a part of the decision-making body that has an impact on community. Now, it may be public service for you, it may be making policies, it may be, you know, creating the next new cell phone that you don't even have to hold, but it's just in you. I mean, with the technology, the way that it's moving today, you never know what that could be. It could be, you know, I used to watch the Jetsons cartoons, and they used to have flying vehicles. And now we have vehicles that are driven in our city without drivers. So anything from my perspective is possible. And you are the next generation of people that are going to lead our city, that are going to create the next invention. San Francisco has a history of resiliency, but also innovation, and the television was invented here. The first Earth Day in 1970 was held in Golden Gate Park when no one was talking about climate change and what we needed to do to protect our city and our planet. So that is the kind of innovation that we have in the people who are part of the fabric of our city, and you all as leaders in San Francisco represent that. So I want to say thank you for your work, thank you for your service, and thank you for all that you have done and will continue to do for San Francisco. But also, I know without a doubt that you will go on to whatever university or whatever job opportunity, and a lot of the same things that you did here, you'll carry that with you in those various positions, and you'll do great things. So just be proud of that, take a moment to reflect, and also continue to maintain your very important relationships with one another. I still have friends that I've had since I was in kindergarten, and those relationships are special. You're going to look back on those relationships and think, wow, we've known each other this long, and those are going to be the people that help carry you through and help sustain you. So thank you again for being here. Thank you for all your hard work and your commitment to San Francisco. And congratulations on a successful year. For those who are going away to college, good luck. And make sure you come back and you work for opportunities for all, so you can earn some money during the summer and you can develop some additional skills. And for those of you who are moving on to the next level, whether that's high school, continuing high school, or moving from junior high to high school, continue to do great things and much success. And please know that this city will always be there for you. Thank you and congratulations.
So can all of the commissioners come up front?